Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 7 game in my Sims, going over the matchmaking threats to my ship, the Helena, Fiji, Devonshire, Minsk, Shenanome, and Nicholas. The map is Haven, 4-cab domination. Gonna kick this one off. And I have center spawn, my least favorite spawn on this map for a destroyer. And what I'm gonna do, I'm basically just deciding I'm gonna push up here to C-cap. Gonna try to step on C-cap because I am the middle destroyer. This Icarus, in my opinion, his job is more to establish the early vision on the flank. So I'm basically gonna push up here to C-cap, see what I can do to, if I can pick up C-cap for us, great. If not, you know, try to trade the best I can. What I'm not willing to do is trade a bunch of HP on my DD in the early game for a cap, because that's basically going to cripple me for the rest of the game, and that's something that you don't want to do as a destroyer player. So pushing up here, just taking a look at the name, see if I recognize anybody. That Nicholas in particular has a really low concealment window, and that's something that's going to be a concern for me because these ships that can outspot me, you know, Sims is pretty visible with a 6.6 kilometer surface concealment. These ships very well can just zone me out of the map, but we do see the enemy Minsk early on. I am going to launch some predictive torpedoes here. And then nobody's really hitting this Minsk, so I'm going to throw some shots out here. Pop my speed boost. But I am able to get the reset on the enemy Minsk. I'm going to make an aggressive move here, turn and bow into the cap. This is something that it is dangerous. I do have my smoke. The enemy team doesn't have any radar or hydro DDs. I do see that the second enemy DD smoked up here. And it appears that he's turning into my torpedoes. Now, I took a big shot there from, I believe, the Texas. Shenanome ended up walking into my torps. He's pulled out of his smoke screen. I'm going to quickly try to finish this guy off. Now, I'm going to basically make a panic smoke right here because I've already traded a lot more HP than I wanted to, picking up that Shenanome. So, this smoke was just to absolutely guarantee nobody else is going to be able to shoot at me because we've got a Helena back here. We've got a Texas that hit me pretty good. It could have been a Fiji too, but I think those shell angles said battleship instead of Fiji. You know, don't want to take a bunch of damage, you know, over this cap, and I've already, you know, lost a third of my HP. I did take out a DD, but, you know, that's, like I said, that's pretty rough. I threw those torpedoes out there basically predicting that Minsk might try to reverse back into the cap. Gonna throw some shots out here, see what kind of damage I can get on him, but if you look, I'm not interested in the cap. Look at my angle. I'm angling away to basically get the damage on the enemy Minsk, see if I can get him. I don't think my torpedoes have range. I think I'm gonna have to do it with guns. Yeah, torpedoes just ran short, but I am able to pick him up with my guns. And again, I'm not needed on this cap. You know, if you look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 ships. Well, 6 ships if you count this Oklahoma, all storming into C-cap, with a Colorado, you know, coming in here as well. What I really need to do is shore up my Leander, try to help win this flank up here in the north, because really where I'm needed is back down here defending A-cap, because we have a huge enemy push here with 4 enemy battleships that are all going to be shoving this way. So my team's going clockwise. They're coming clockwise right around us, and it's looking like a big race around the map right now. So what I need to do is make sure that we're not going to have a pincher force up here. If they're able to kill the Leander, these guys are going to be able to threaten these guys and hold up their push, and then we're going to start losing map control in the meantime. So using the Leander smoke here, try to get some damage out on that Fiji. Just throwing some Make-A-Wishes out there. I don't think the Texas is fast enough to catch these torpedoes, but you never hit anything if you don't throw torpedoes in the water sometimes. So let's talk about Sims. Sims to me is basically the original, you know, just water dancer. This ship is absolutely absurd with its ability to evade shots. You might as well stamp this thing a UFO, because this thing will pull off moves that just seem completely unnatural in this game. 500-meter turning circle. You've got, you know, the typical U.S. Navy destroyer rudder shift, and you still easily break 40 knots with this ship with engine boost and flags. It's got a lot going for it for being able to evade fire, and you're going to see it this game. I got 2 fires on this Texas that are cooking. I've got so much support in the area. I'm just going to call target on that Texas. Let my team finish it. Going to burn another speed boost while I race south to try to reinforce my team's position down here. Because I can see that we're in trouble. We're already down just to 1 Oklahoma. I've got a Fuso that's kind of turned back, but it's not going to be enough. This Fuso, these guys are basically that are turning back. They're going to get fed in piecemeal. And all of these guys are going to be focusing, you know, they just focused down, I believe, my Oklahoma here. They're going to focus down my Fuso next. And they're going to keep coming for anybody that's trying to defend ACAP. So I've got the option. Do I push in here to decap, or do I defend ACAP? And I'm making the decision right now to defend ACAP. It just would take me so long to get caught up to make it into decap. I feel that it's quicker for me to be more use in ACAP. Now, there's going to be some issues with this, because this is going to rely on my team to try to take caps. Now, for some reason, my Minakaze chose to sit, wait, and smoke while Helena rushes him down and kills him. So, scratch 1 destroyer, and we're going to lose B cap. So, we still have, you know, a decent points lead. We've had better cap control in the early game. We've already got all the enemy DDs off the board. It's just me left on the table. That's, you know, in our odds, because I should be able to make my rounds around the map and cap if I really need to. But it also means that there's only a couple cruisers left. If we can get those cruisers out of the way, I'm pretty good at gunboating and torping battleships with this ship. Even with the 7-kilometer torps, they're fast enough, they hit hard enough that they're much more reliable weapon systems than the 10.5-kilometer torpedoes. I will play this ship either way with you know, the harassment 10.5-kilometer torpedoes, but I do prefer to use the shorter range torpedoes if I'm not playing it in a competitive setting. So coming in here behind my Fuso, just gonna sneak up on this Baron, see if I can get some good torps off on these guys. One of the benefits of chasing battleships like this, these guys have all they're all just running full speed as fast as they can. They've had a long way to go, and they're kind of just just driving as fast as they can in a direction. So dumping my torpedoes off, yes, I'm torping outside 7 kilometers, but this Baron is pushing into me, and he's going to be a few kilometers inside the torpedo range on my torpedoes. I'm shooting here because trying to get this Baron to turn out so he'll eat more torpedoes. He does end up eating 2 torpedoes. Again, this smoke, it's going to haunt me a little bit because I don't get that much out of this smoke in the grand scheme of things. I am going to slow down again, try to use this smoke as a as kind of a way to potentially get, well, there's lucky fire there, but try to use it like a bounding smoke like you would a Haida. But I'm just gonna sit here, just try to use this smoke screen the best I can. But I mean, the real issue is because I'm down here by myself, there's not a lot to spot unless stuff is shooting at me. So just gonna keep working on these guys. I knew this Baron was gonna get spotted again by my Oklahoma. Got another fire on him. Congo pops up since I've got 2 fires burning on the Baron. Gonna go on ahead and throw some torpedoes out. My Oklahoma will be coming around this island soon, so I'll be getting a little bit more spotting on this Baron. I know he's still burning. He does just eat a torpedo here. So I see the Devonshire light up. Now I gotta start shooting this guy because he could have hydro up. I see that he's gonna turn out. I do end up throwing a set of torpedoes out at him. They're mainly just some go-away torpedoes. But this smoke screen, if I would have held off a little bit longer before I laid it, I think that I really could have done a lot more with this smoke screen if I had, you know, one reliable spotter out here. Just making the determination, I don't want everybody shooting at my Oklahoma, so I'm going to let myself get spotted here, and I'm going to open water gunboat since I have speed boost. Try to finish off this Devonshire. And if you look, I'm really just doing a lot of dancing just with the back guns. Now, the enemy team's focusing really heavily on my Oklahoma. And I'm just coming in here, just trying to slam as much HE as I can. I'm not shooting at the Colorado because Colorado's got a fire cooking on him right now. So trying to get fire pressure going on this Congo, try to drive this guy further away from the cap, but as the Congo turns out, it's time for me really just to focus this Colorado. My Oklahoma's not going to be here for a long time. Really trying to help this guy out as best as I can. Now there's been a disaster. If you look, my team, they pushed right through both caps. Nobody stopped a cap. So while we do have a points advantage, they have both caps, and we're 50-50 on caps, and I've got 3 ships that are going to be pushing this cap that I'm not going to have any help trying to defend this cap from 3 battleships. So I'm going to try to do the best I can. I do mislead these torpedoes. I should have led about another half a torpedo indicator ahead, because this Colorado is going to turn all the way out. I was thinking that this Colorado would try to turn back into the cap. He doesn't, but Unfortunately, not able to catch him here with torpedoes. That could have been something that also turned this tide of battle. So, I know I'm getting pushed here. I'm going to have to get moving. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make my way to BCAP. If you look, this Congo is coming up, blocking my route, so I'm not able to get into this cap unless I try to give up a cap, come all the way back down here and come in, and at which time I think that too much time will have passed. I won't be effective. So what I'm trying to do is try to get these battleships into a situation where they push all the way through a cap chasing me, and then end up running out of the cap trying to chase me. If I'm able to retain A just by baiting these guys, I can still get some points going that way. Unfortunately, my battleships are just completely letting me down here. This Arizona just took out, one of my remaining battleships here. And for some reason, it's a 2-on-1, and the Arizona wins that. I don't know, but at this point, my Colorado has committed to chasing an Arizona that I believe he's just going to remain undetected all game. He's done his job. He's taking the Colorado out of the fight, and this is an MVP move right here, just staying undetected, because this Colorado, he's just going to keep chasing him. He's too slow to catch him, and all of this is basically going to be for naught. So I'm cycling through the best I can, getting torpedoes basically predictively launched into, different battleships' paths. Again, just trying to keep the cap reset and just being difficult to hit. Now this really is where these missing consumables would be a huge boon, because all of these battleships, every time they shoot at me, they become spotted for 20 seconds. So I would be able to smoke up, let these guys, these guys that shot at me, I could shoot them up for 20 seconds, then make torpedo runs at them when I'm leaving the smoke. Instead, I'm just trying to open water gunboat, and it's eventually, I'm not going to be able to sink all of these ships, but I have chased the Colorado out of the cap and the Congo out of the cap. Unfortunately, this Congo was smart. He turned south. He's unspotted. He's now going to be able to capture the objective. At this point, I'm just trying to survive as long as I can. Just got to evade these shots. Easy. And now I'm just looking here, throw some torpedoes out here on this Colorado. Now, I am going to make a misplay here. I forget just how fast Congo is. I'm getting really aggressive because I know I need a kill here to try to buy me some time. And this Colorado is making a classic mistake, sailing in front of an island. So I'm trying to set up a situation where I can torp this Colorado. And what's going to end up happening, I'm letting myself get target fixated here on the Colorado. And you can see right here, I turn back in, and this Congo, he's closing distance too fast for me. And you can look at my guns. I'm making the classic mistake. I was looking at my torpedoes rather than the detection threat. Congo picks me up. These guys get the shot that they need. They take me out. Just terrible play by myself. At the end of the day, I don't think even a kill would have made any difference, because points are running out. And our Colorado still hasn't caught up to the Arizona. But yeah, This is always a difficult way to lose a battle when, you know, you got one ship tying up that many enemy ships. And yeah, it just yeah, a little frustrated there. But it happens. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game with Sims. Still one of my favorite ships to drive and sail around. Um, I'll leave the build below in the video as usual. Um, but yeah, this game was definitely an exciting game, and you know, USS Save a Star printing that XP, you know, less than 100 points away from the top score. That's a pretty nice performance with this ship. And if you want to farm PR, this game was almost 13K. So I don't know if you're into it. Personally, I'm not really into farming it. I just laughed when I saw how much PR that game was. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Hope you're having a good night, and I will talk to you later.